All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second here for everything to get acclimated, and it looks like everything is up and running. Hi, I am Kino from STEMwithKino.com, and today is I'm sorry, I saw something change. Yeah, so today is this is a special day for United States Naval Aviation. This is actually the birthday of United States Naval Aviation, and I'm still getting myself together here, guys. Yeah, this is the birthday for the United States. Is the birthday for the United States. Sorry about that feedback. It's the birthday for United States Naval Aviation, and we're going to hit something in the timeline here because we always want to talk about something historical. All right. Welcome as you guys check in. Please, somebody hit 1 if the sound sounds good on Facebook and on YouTube. Please. Hit the 1, bump that 1 for me if the sound sounds good, guys. And it could be anybody. There's no moderator here or anything like that. So just us, guys. So yeah, today is a special day for United States Naval Aviation. It is the birthday of United States Naval Aviation, May 8th, 1911. According to the documents that I've received and that I've researched and looked at. Ariel, how you doing? And thank you for the sound check. Thank you. Facebook. Tom is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. So yeah, today is the birthday. Not only is it the birthday for for the United States Navy or Naval Aviation, but it's also my mom's birthday, May the 8th. Shout out to Mom. Peace, Irma Jean. She made it all possible, or she helped. And also, I found out that it was Quanisha's birthday. So she won't be in attendance today. Normally, you see her checking in with questions and things of that nature, but she advised me that she would not be checking in today. Man, I've hacked the SIP test and all long division. Thank you for passing. So Christopher, you said you've hacked the SIF test. It's a little bit more than that, but okay. But did you take the test? If so, what was your score? You can DM me that or email it to me. You don't have to put it out there. Unless it's like a 55 or 63 or something like that, then yeah, definitely. But, you know. But thanks for checking in. All right. So YouTube is up, and John Kim. I've never seen your tag before here. So welcome. I'd like to welcome you. Shannon. Okay, Kristen. Okay, Raxel. Okay. All right. I know you. Just talked to you today. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to talk about something historic, naval historic. We're going to talk about something from naval aviation history. Then we're going to talk about something, an aeronautical term or something like that. And good. The SIF test is actually Saturday, but you can come here and offer. And thank you for the happy birthday to my mom. And I'm definitely going to pass that on to her. I'm like, yo, somebody in live stream, they say happy birthday to your mom. She's gonna be like, oh my God. So thank you, Shannon. I really, really appreciate that. People giving shout outs to my mom. It's like, man, she didn't put this live stream up. No, like, yeah, but hey, she helped mold what is Kino to offer all this stuff from my brain. So give Irma Jean a big round of applause. And my dad, too. My father be like, oh, I'm getting no credit. Yeah. All right. I got a little bit off tangent there with the birthdays, but yeah, and make sure you guys give Quanisha a birthday shout out as well, guys. Um, she's working very, very hard, and she is working towards uh, preparing herself for the officer aptitude rating for the United States Navy. I'm not sure if she wants to go into intelligence or SWO. I don't remember, but it really doesn't matter. She is preparing for the test. And no matter where she's going intelligent, whether she's going intelligence or SWO, she's still going to have to take the test. So, without further ado, let's get into our historical United States Navy historical fun fact. I am looking at the timeline right now, and I'm actually going to put this PDF on the. This is one of many. Um, and let me just go ahead and post this up. So if you are following me on Facebook, and actually I think I can put this on YouTube as well. It will probably, yeah. So John Kim, I did get distracted. Saturdays are really like the specific day for, and guys, that is the link to the PDF for United States Naval History. I would definitely go through that because from time to time, United States Naval History questions do come up on the exam. And so I would definitely, like the moon landing, first person to break the sound barrier, General Charles Yeager, or Chuck Yeager, as he is more affectionately called. Shout out to you, Chuck. That was the first man to break the sound barrier. Okay, so yeah, our historical fun fact. So this PDF has the beginning of aviation, pre-war naval aviation, World War organization and personnel, the United States Navy aircraft factory, United States Naval Aviation in France, in the British Isles, in Italy, the Northern Bombing Group, Marine Corps aviation, the transatlantic flight, and heavier than aircraft, the development of heavier than aircraft, and so yeah, this is a nice little. They have some nice little tidbits in here. As we established last week, the USS Pennsylvania had an aircraft take off from it by Eli, was the last name of the pilot. If you go through my timeline, you'll be able to see his first and last name, and there's also an image of him. Someone took a photograph as he was as he launched himself off the boat, or he took off the boat. All right, let me just check my angles, guys. Facebook people need love too. All right, so I know I'm zeroed in on YouTube. So, all right, our next, 1912, Fowler flew across the continent from Jacksonville, Florida, in 1912 to San Francisco, California. Now, they're just saying Fowler, so I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. Do you also dabble? Yes, I do, Bo. Yes, I do. Actually, the live stream was yesterday. You missed it at 5 o'clock. So make sure you check in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'm here. Bring your book. Bring your AFOQT book. And we will answer some AFOQT related questions. Paste. All right. R.C. Fowler. So that's all we get, guys. R.C. Fowler. All right. 1912. So it's the same thing, January 10th, 1912. R.C. Fowler flew across the continent of, the continent, the U.S., the country. Good. Can't wait to see you at Bo. Flew across the continent from Jacksonville, Florida to San Francisco, California. The distance is 2,232 miles, and he did it in 151 days. So he flew, stopped, flew, stopped, flew, stopped. And it took a period of 150 days. Yeah, the aircraft back then, they were flyable, but they were super slow. So, every time we meet, we're going to be coming up with a historical fact because these things do. Do they talk about the aircraft? No, they do not. All right, let's see if we can find that aircraft. And if I don't find it within 30 seconds or so, I'm going to just kind of cease and desist looking for this thing because I just wanted to get that out of the way. All right, so number two. Well, I'll ask first, guys, and you guys can post up in the chat. Is there anything related to aviation and naval aviation that you guys don't understand, that you've been going through your book and it's just kind of mesmerizing? You're like, dude, like, I don't know what the hell this is. Is there anything like that? Because I definitely want to try my best to address the needs of the people. Ariel, on Skype, can you just type in Kino.Thomas for anybody that wants to drop questions on me via Skype? If it's not too much trouble, I appreciate that if you could do that for Facebook. And I'm trying to look at who's on the Facebook, YouTube side of things. And I'll do it on this end, Kino.Thomas. So if you guys want to drop questions and you have Skype, you can send it at Kino.Thomas. If you want to send it directly to my email, I prefer it go to the Skype. But there is my email as well for my YouTubers. And Ariel should be painting. She should be painting the Facebook side of things, because I think I did see her check in. So like I said, if it's not too much trouble, or Tom, it doesn't matter, guys. Put the Kino.Thomas in so the people can, if they want to send me questions, they can. But I would prefer that they go to Skype. All right, I got distracted, got like a text. Okay, moving right along. So, our aeronautical terms. So nobody's really talking much here. All right, so I would just pick something. I'd like to talk about winglets. On some of the Airbus aircraft, we see winglets. And what the hell are they there for? Why are they there? Well, they help reduce induced drag. So we're looking at the tail, we're looking for the rear of the aircraft, and there's the vertical stabilizer. Here's the horizontal stabilizer. And then you'll have the wings come out. And I might as well talk about a couple things, okay? If there is if the wing is angled upward, that is dihedral. And if the wing is angled downward, it is anhedral. So this is up, dihedral. And a downward angle is a anhedral. For all my aviation enthusiasts out there. So, like an aircraft, most aircraft have a dihedral. And it helps with directional stability. Anhedral is pointed downward. Aircraft like your B-52 and your Aviate Harrier has an anhedral. Something like a 737, they all have like a slightly angle upward. Now this is more pronounced than you'll probably really see it. And I'm going to actually drop some images on the Facebook side of things. Wing dihedral. I'm just talking to my all right. Actually, Wikipedia does a really good one. So, and this thing also has the winglets. So that's good, because I was going to talk about that anyway. Why are they there? All right, this is from Wikipedia. And I will read as I drop this, guys. I'm dropping this on the post page. And, you guys may not be on Facebook, my YouTubers, but as I talk about things, this was originally supposed to be all Facebook. But, a lot of people said, well, look, I don't have Facebook. And so I just did not want to leave people out in the cold. So I kept it on YouTube, but YouTube really doesn't have like a tool that I could use. And it's really just too much to be juggling. It was originally supposed to be Facebook. And then, YouTube, I just kind of extended it out, kept it out to YouTube because I wanted you guys to get the information. Dihedral angle is the upward angle from horizontal of the wings or tailplane of a fixed wing aircraft. Anhedral is the name given to the negative dihedral angle, that is, when there is a downward angle from the horizontal of the wings or tailplane of the fixed aircraft. So this will be considered the horizontal, just straight across like that, guys. So when the wings angle upward from the horizontal, it's dihedral, and when it's angled downward from the horizontal, it's anhedral. There is, if you look at the jet on the post page, you can see the dihedral angle upward, but then also in addition to that, it has winglets. All right. And that's when your wing extends outward, and like your Gulfstreams, business jets have that little winglet upward. Why is it there? Well, let's take a regular wing, and let's just say this is the same fuselage, and we're still looking from the back. The airflow patterns on the top of the wing flow over the wing and towards the fuselage. And on the bottom, they actually fly away from the fuselage. So normally when they meet out here, they cause a vortex, or plural, vortices, wingtip vortices. But a singular vortex is a vortex, but plural is vortices. And what this winglet does is it diminishes this little air disturbance on the end. And as a result, what happens is we reduced induced drag, and we get better fuel consumption. We get more range from our fuel, from the fuel that we use, all right, for our total fuel. So it extends our range, and it's a good thing aerodynamically, all right, because we're reducing some of the drag. So that's our aeronautical terms, and I did get some emails in, and I want to talk about something that was tying up a couple of my people this week. This is a math subject, and it is related to system of equations. System of equations is a situation where you have two linear equations, if I can pronounce the word, linear equations, and we're simultaneously solving for the A and B at the same time. Excuse me. So here's how they could possibly come. That's like the substitution one. I don't want that one. We could use that, but I want to get one that's really realistic. And I think the test, they don't really go like super crazy into it. They just basically, and here's two that I'm going to post on the page, on the Facebook page. And I'm going to actually do it, my YouTubers, so don't worry about it. It'll actually be on the board, but my Facebook people can actually see the question. It's not a multiple choice question, so you don't have to really worry about that, because I'm just going to go through the procedure of solving it. But I want you guys to be crystal clear when you see these, because, when I work with my people that work with me one-on-one, whatever question that's dropped in front of them, I don't want them to be like, oh my God. Like, I want them to just execute that thing and keep moving. And so that's why I kind of take my my clients that I put through the paces with these questions. I really hammer them out. And shout out to Darren. That's my buddy. And I'm not beating up on Darren. It's just going to make him a better applicant. So we have two linear equations, and they're in the standard form. The standard form is what we would call ax plus by equals c. This is just a generic formula to tell you, hey, this is what the formula is going to look like. So we have our x value, x minus y equals 11, and then we have 2x plus y equals 19. Now what's going to happen is we're going to vertically add, and this is already set up. So we're going to vertically add on each column because we're going to solve for, now it's already set up because our y value, when we vertically add, our negative y and positive y are going to zero out, which is going to leave us with 3x because x plus 2x is 3x. And 11 plus 19, 10, carry 1, 30. So we're looking for the coordinates where these two linear equations are going to intersect each other. And so x is 10 because 3 times x has got to be 10 to equal 30. So after that, what we could do is we could replace x with 10 to find, and we'll do it with this equation. So x is 10 now, y equals 11. All right. Now we could throw the y to the other side and 11 to this side. So 10 minus 11 equals y. I do that because we're not solving for negative y. We are solving for positive y. And y should be equal to 1. So the coordinates that on the x, y, they actually call this the Cartesian coordinate plane. So this will go, these two lines will intersect at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down the x-axis and up 1 on the y-axis. And this is where these two lines will intersect. So we simultaneously solve for the x and the y of both linear equations. All right, and if you want to self-check yourself, replace x with 10 and y with 1. Well, 10 minus 1 is 11, is it not, guys? And then 2 times 10 is 20. Uh-oh. Problem. Because that's supposed to be 19. 2x is 10. Wow. All right, hold on. This could be a little cluster, you know what. Number 3. All right, I apologize. It's 10 and negative 1. How'd that get past me? This is negative 1 for Yankee for y. Y equals negative 1. Yes, because 11, negative 11, 10, negative 1. Sorry, guys. So this is the purpose why you check. I'm good at these, and I still have to double check myself, and I went into my double check process. So 10 and negative times a negative 1 makes it a positive. So 10 plus 1 is 11. I'm slipping today, Lokalani, aren't I? Who's that? Somebody just Isabella. Good to see you. I just saw you check in. I'm slipping today, guys. I went too fast in the equation earlier, and it was just like, wow. I got to the end, and I was like, whoa, this doesn't happen. That's the keynote. All right, and then 10 times 20 is 20, and then the negative 1 placed there is 19. So positive 20 and negative 1 is 19. So you take your two values and replace them x and y, and you can test to make sure that you have not made an error like we just did. All right, so that's something I wanted to touch on. System of equations are, they're not hard. You just have to check yourself and make sure that you're keeping things in check, or staying structured is what I say. All right, Ray, good to see you. Negative 1, Ray was all over it. Good job, good job. But the thing is if you do get the wrong number, when you do your self-check and plug in the variables to both equations, then they check out. No, I was not, and I haven't forgotten, Ray. I see your, and Ariel, thank you. I saw you post the Skype information. Okay. Now, what I try to do is, number one, my students that actually train with me, their questions I do first. And then, if you're not training with me and I see, hey, Kino, if it's really quick, I'll knock it out. But if it's something a little bit involved, then I will, okay, this is a good question. All right. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, and this works with percent increase or percent decrease. All right. And somebody just sent me this. They just clipped this out. So they asked me to help them calculate. And I'm actually going to put this on the Facebook page so you guys can see it. And YouTubers, do not worry, because you will see me actually do it on the board. So it's posted on Facebook, and YouTubers, here I come. All right, so now they want to know is how you calculate percent increase or percent decrease. All right. So you know what? I did put one right off the top of my head, but I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do another one as well. Let's say we want to buy, I don't know, a bike. And let's just say it's one of those Walmart bikes. I bought my nephew a bike one time. It was like Walmart. I think I might have paid $150 for it or something like that. It wasn't very expensive. And he had hours and hours of fun playing with it. So it was worth it. But let's say the bike cost $150. That was the normal price. And then it's on sale. You know, remember they used to have the happy face or whatever? It was the price something. But they had the Walmart yellow happy face, and it was supposed to be like a price reduction thing. I forget what they call it, but you would see the little happy face, and you know the happy face would be on there, and it says, "Hey, okay, we're selling this at $1." So you want to calculate the percentage decrease in this case, but this works for percentage increase or decrease. So the formula is the change in price or the change in the amount, because this is not just for sales as we will see in the Facebook problem, but it is change divided by the original number, and then you multiply that times 100. Okay, so the change was from 150 to 100, and so that is a $50 decrease. So the change is 50, and then we divide by the original price, 150, change divided by original, and then the result is multiplied by 100. Now, you guys are going to have to be good at long division by hand. There's no getting away. There's no getting around it. I take my guys that work with me and I drill them. If I see there's a weakness, I leave them alone at first. But when I see that they're like really dragging, then I'm like, yo, when they're dragging, then I'm like, no, we got to go through a drill. And I do that with any weakness I find. There's no method to, what's your, there's no strategy. I take you through a series of questions. If you train with me or prep with me for this test, I find the weak spots and I just hammer the hell out of them. I beat them up, and that's how my guys are able to do so well on the test. So change 50 divided by 150. 150 is outside of the house. 50 on the inside, and I put a decimal for accuracy. So 150 can't go into 5, and it can't go into 50, but it can go into 500. So I'll go in here, I'll think 150, 2 150s is 300, 3 is, and I'm thinking like $1, like if I had $1.50. 2 sets of $1.50 is $3. 3 sets is $4.50. You can't go any higher than that. So decimal 3, and we would get $4.50. Now the beauty of this is if your multiple choice answers had like a leading 3 or something like that in the front, we know that the decimal point is only going to move over. So if it was like 3%, I wouldn't grab that. If it was like 0.35%, I'd be like looking at that one. But if it was like 35%, or if it was 55% and 75% decrease, I would just stop and circle that. If I had 3%, 35%, 55%, or 75%. Because right now at this point, bang, I got a 3 there. The decimal's going to move over 2 spaces when I multiply times 100. So in a lot of cases, guys, and this is what I try to teach my guys, you don't always have to finish these problems. to completion based on the multiple choice questions. Like I said, if we had 3%, 35%, 55, 35%. Now, it's not a 35% decrease, I don't believe. But if these were my multiple choice answers, I know it's not going to be 3% because the decimal's going to float over twice when we multiply by 100. All right. Type 2, if you guys get what I'm saying, and the fact that you do not have to calculate these problems full to the end based on the multiple choice questions. I'm giving you guys that for free. That is a strong strategy because the clock is not your friend. The clock is not your friend, dude. I'm telling you, if you don't know how to accurately go in, process these multiple choice answers, and work your problem and just kind of scan, look, boom. All right, I'm done. So you can move on to the next question. All right. Let me see here. All right. Albin, never seen you before, or maybe you were here and I just didn't see you, but welcome to the Aviation Selection Test Battery Weekly. Tom, Ariel, Christopher, those guys are frequent flyers. But I'm grateful also. All right. So welcome. And then back to YouTube. John Kem, Shannon. Well, hopefully you'll be a frequent flyer. I think this is your first time in. But welcome. And you gave my mom a birthday shout out. So we love you for that. John Kem, welcome. You are taking a SIFT. But no matter what live stream I'm doing, you can always bring math problems to the table. Always. Math is what we all need, whether you're preparing for and anybody can bring ASVAB. I'm kind of debating on whether I'm doing an FAA and the ASVAB day, but it's probably going to be an ASVAB day because in some aspects, the ASVAB is a little harder because there's a whole lot of different subtests. Mechanical, electrical, machine. There's like a machine shop type section and stuff like that, and arithmetic reasoning and math knowledge. So they go a little hard in the paint. Yeah, Bo. Thursdays is the AFOQT day. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome, John Kim. Saturdays is actually the day for your test. Bo, yesterday or Thursday was the day for your test. Scroll on. Isabella, good to see you again. Thanks for checking in. And okay, so everybody gets that. That's kind of like, and I don't really drop a whole lot of jewels. I kind of keep them more of the jewels with my clients. But my clients, they know this. They know this because I tell them all the time. You don't have to execute these problems full swing. Okay, I had another person from. Okay, all right. And even my guys that do train with me, if I don't do your question, it was probably done recently in a previous video. So like the Facebook, they're all DVRable, and they're not really DVRable, but there's an archive of videos that are set up. Okay, guys, moving right along. Looking for something interesting that we really don't see every day. All right, I did the Ohm's law triangle. And Jeff D, I'm not going to say your last name, but Jeff, we will discuss this one-on-one. This has been coming up a little bit, and I have talked about it, and I am going to discuss it again, so I know that I could say, okay, I talked about this, because I know I've discussed it in the past. This is the mechanical comprehension section. When you are working with lever questions, you need to think about something called load moment. First of all, there are 3 types of lever systems. There's class 1, that looks like a seesaw, and class 2, that looks like a wheelbarrow, and class 3. But a lot of times what the test will do, will take you through questions concerning the class 1 lever system. And the class 1 lever system is like a seesaw. you'll have a fulcrum in the middle. Your fulcrum is just pretty much the balance point in the middle, and that is Fulcrum. But what I look at this as like an equal sign. That's what I look at the fulcrum as, an equal sign. And then we have our plank. All right, I try to make that as even as possible. Don't laugh at me, Darren. Darren's always laughing at my artwork. It's like, man, that is messed up, man. You can't draw. I'm not an artist. So, load moment is what we need to be talking about or thinking about. Load moment, when we talk about balancing the system. Let's say we had a 300-pound kid 1 foot away from the fulcrum. All right, this guy's 300 pounds. He's 1 foot. The load moment is a function of weight and distance. So the load moment at this foot-pounds of force, 1 foot times 300 pounds is 300 foot-pounds. So let's say we were going to put a 100-pound person on this side. And they might ask, okay, well, in this first-class lever system, where are we going to put this guy at? So he balances with the 300-pound person. And then you will see why I think of this fulcrum as an equal sign when it comes to class 1 lever situations. Now, if this guy's triple the weight, this smaller guy's going to be triple the distance away from the fulcrum. It has to balance out. So this person is 100 pounds. We have to put him 3 feet away. Because 3 feet times 100 is 300 foot-pounds as well. So that's where we get the foot-pounds from. All right. So this guy's 300 pounds, but he's 1 foot away, still exerting 300 foot-pounds. This guy's 3 feet, he's lighter, but he's tripled the distance away. So that balances out the leverage. So when we put this 100-pound character here, it's not going to it's going to balance out, is what I'm trying to say. Type 2 in, guys, if you guys understand what I just said. If it was clear and the sound was good and you guys understood what's going on. All right. So for the mechanical comprehension section, are you going to get lever questions? There's no guarantee. That's why with my clients, what I do is we take a broad swath of math and mechanical comprehension and physics concepts and everything like that, because you don't know. It's a test pool. Thank you, Darren. It's a test pool. You don't know what they're going to drop in your lap. I can't guarantee what they drop in your lap. What I give you is what I have based on over 10 years of helping people prepare for this test. When they get finished with the test, they come back with me and they debrief. And so I make sure I hit a checklist and I check all those options. So this way you're at least vaguely familiar and you know how to operate. And if you understand test taking strategy and you know and you have this information, then boom, it just makes you have more chances in your favor, making you successful, as opposed to not having any, or, oh, here you go, if you just buy the books. People buy the books all the time and they don't do well in this test. Okay. So what I do is I give my clients eyes on information. That's priceless. You know. Oh, shout out to Katie. Katie, before she came to me, it's on the Facebook timeline. Before she came to me, she got a 47 on the test, I think it was, and she got an 8-point jump, so she got a 55. You need to clear 50 to be competitive, guys. You need to hit 50. And I say, especially if you're an aviation candidate, you need to clear 50. And 6 on your triple-digit scores, which is your FOFAR, PFAR, and all that stuff. But my aviation candidates, you guys know what that is. You want to break 50. Because everybody, like, you know, I think careers or great careers could be here today, gone tomorrow. The United States Navy is not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So, I mean, you know, people want to be gainfully employed and have a nice pension and all that now. You guys are young. You know, I think you guys probably maybe have, like, older people, like, talking to you guys. Like, you need a good career. Like, you need a good pension and all that and everything. or you guys see like maybe people older than you like run into problems and their industry is just got like gone, especially with this. I'll just say CV. I won't say the word, but that wiped out a whole bunch of stuff. But some industries are still going. Like take the tutoring thing for instance. My tutoring has actually kind of went up a little bit, because people are at home and all this time you took for granted. People were taking for granted. Like I had one guy's like, "Man, I was taking for granted. I just meet with you like twice a month, and now I got time, and now I'm not taking this for granted, and I'm just gonna go on and I'm gonna get this." And he's almost test ready. So you know what I'm saying? If you want to do well on this test, if you do well on this test, it will change your life. Um, it will change your life. Provided everything else checks out and you have a good background, and that's all great. You know, you guys should be all right. So I mean, take this seriously. Don't, you know, I get to it and everything because I know some of you are like, yeah, I'm gonna take the test. I keep going down to see the recruiter, and you know, he's like, yeah, go Navy, or you know what I'm saying. Just take a couple months out of your life, which is small. I'm old. That's a small amount of time, 2 months. They say, yeah, man, it's going to take 2 months. I'll be like, well, bet, let's go do it. You guys are young. You're like, man, 2 months. But now, a lot of you guys are sheltered in place, man. Like, hammer down, lock down, and just do it. I remember, shout out to Kenny and Patricia. Who's Kenny and Patricia? When I was in college, I had two friends. These guys were serious about math. And we were taking pre-calc at the time. And these guys were like crazy. Like, we would go to the cafeteria, get some food, and like bring it back to the library, kind of put in your book bag. And we'd be back in the quiet room and stuff like that. And we hold our food down and we would just eat. But we would be in that library for like 5-6 hours. 5 or 6 hours, just hammering it out, just doing math problems. So shout out to Kenneth McNeil. I know Kenny McNeil and Patricia. I just thought about that because you guys gotta put the time in. There's no magic pill where you just, oh, I know physics. Force equals mass times acceleration, kinetic energy, 1/2 mp squared, potential energy, mass times gravity. There's no pill like that. You guys got to get in this and do it. And so if it takes a couple months out of your life to just focus and lock down on this, just do it. Just do it. Because, you get out of OCS, and you get your uniform on, and your family's there, and they're so proud of you. And if you wanted to, you could have a 20, 30-year career ahead of you. You're gainfully employed, great retirement. Because that's, because back in the day, I remember when people would be like, oh, follow your dreams. Now, I just got lucky. I loved aviation, and I just lucked out. But now, even the airlines took a hit with this CV stuff, and so I got lucky. But with the military, if that's your thing, man, like you could, and oh my God, the educational opportunities and all that and everything. Damn it, I sound like a recruiter. Ariel! I'm gonna stop. But yeah, nobody really sent a whole heck of a lot of questions. I did get some questions from my normal people and stuff like that. And oh, here's another one. But no, it may not be. Yeah, we did this though, didn't we? Yeah, we did this. Now, a lot of times we will cover delayed departure, distance, rate, and time problems. We might cover, where are you? It's you. All right, okay. I'm sorry, guys, I talk to myself, but I do not answer back. So I'm not a danger to the public. All right. It's really, really important that you guys understand. I thought that was it. Yeah. All right. So it's very, very important that you guys understand distance, rate, and time problems. If you get a distance, rate, and time problem, that is a gimme. It's a gimme, for real. Like, I tell my guys, like, I hammer them on distance, rate, and time problems. If it's a distance, rate, and time problem and you let those points get away, these are some of the easiest questions you can do if you know what you're doing. That's the key, know what you're doing. But for you to get a distance, rate, and time problem and you don't execute it and you don't get the points. And STEMwithKino.com land, that is a sin. It is. It is. Because I pride myself and I pride my people on distance, rate, and time problems. And it just dropped in it just dropped in YouTube land and it just dropped in Facebook. And give me a second, I'm gonna pause for a second. Do you go live every day at 1700? No, sir, Albin. Albin, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right because I have an unusual name, Kino. So I hope that's Albin. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I don't go live every 1700 hours. I go live 1700 hours on Thursdays and Fridays. The Thursday is dedicated to the AFOQT for the United States Air Force. The ASTB you're seeing today is dedicated to the United States Navy, United States Marine Corps, and the United States Coast Guard. Saturdays at 2 p.m. is dedicated to the United States Army, SIFT. That is for the ROTC cadets, college ROTC cadets, and also for the Officer Candidate School, WAFT, Warrant Officer Flight Training. In my head, Officer Candidate School automatically, but yeah, so no, not every day at 1700. But the best way you can get the most out of this book is the way you get the most out of this live stream is you bring your book, you go through your book, and you go through your math, your mechanical, your aviation, and check off. Number one, there are a lot of typos in these books. And if a publisher publishes and sells 10,000 books to Barnes & Noble, and there's an error on one page, they're going to be like, Barnes & Noble, bring me those books back. No, they're going to let them sell off the shelf. Once they go to Barnes & Noble, they're on the shelf. Boom, that's good. You got to figure it out later. So there are a lot of like typography errors. Or I guess that's the right word I'm using, typography errors in typing. So, a lot of times I sift that out with my guys. My people are like, yeah, like this question is crazy. And I'm like, scratch it out. So a lot of times you guys will be tussling and going back and forth with these problems, and you don't want to do that. Man, that red and blue combination, in fact, looks really, really good from the camera I'm looking at. All right. So, two trains are 630 miles apart. This is a closure or compression is what I call it. This is 630 miles apart. This is vehicle A and this is vehicle B. At 9 o'clock, they start traveling towards each other at rates of 50 and 55 miles per hour, respectively. 50, 55. At what time are they going to pass each other? Well, distance, 630, equals closure rate, 105, times time. Time is the unknown, guys. So I'm looking at 630 divided by 105. But check this out. Sometimes you have to look at numbers. 630. I think this is going to be about 6 hours automatically because I look at this as 100 and I look at it as 5. What is 100 times 6? 600. And what's 5 times 6? 30. So 5 hours. So if they start moving towards each other at 9 a.m., 0900, 5 hours later, we're going to be 1400, which is, I didn't even put the multiple choice questions up. But I'll let you guys figure that out. Okay, We have 3 minutes to close. All right, guys, listen. Most people are not prepared for this test. Doesn't have to be me as your tutor. I get enough work. Find a qualified tutor. And for my aviation candidates that are, oh, I want to be a pilot or I want to be a naval flight officer, don't pick a tutor if they are not a pilot. Because there's a lot of that going on. I get guys coming to me, yeah, this tutor, he's helped me out with the aviation and nautical sector. He's not even a pilot. So, I don't want to see anybody get burnt, but like I hear all kinds of horror stories and stuff like that, like where you got guys charging like $120 an hour. Like, oh, I wish I charged $120 an hour. Woo, Darren, we'd be in the money. Oh, I'd be in the money. But yeah, like $120 an hour, $90 an hour. That's like, boy, it pays to have some knowledge. But yeah. So yeah, guys, just be careful out there with these tutors and stuff. If they don't have any aviation experience, and we get that a lot. You know what? I forgot. I think we have any problems that are a series of averages and what the next average would be to make an X average. Okay. Austin is my guy. So I'm hanging for him. Now, normally I would terminate, but I'm going to go into that type of question. And Austin, you can let me know if I answered your question. So you have any problems that are a series of averages and what the next average will be? Okay, I know exactly the type of problem you're talking about. So look, Austin, stretch this out for you guys. Okay. Let's say we have 3 major grades and your professor in college says, okay, look, you're going to take 4 tests during this course, okay? And these 4 tests make up your grade. Like each test is 25% of your grade, all right? Or it helps, an average of your grade, okay? So on your first test, you get an 80. You have to use kind of realistic numbers. On the second test, you get a 95. And on the third test, you get a 89. All right, so we've taken 3 tests. Now there's a 4th test, right? And, your professor emails you and say, okay, well, these are 3 scores, okay? And you ask yourself, well, I want my average to be a 90. Can we do that? Yeah, I think we can. Got to be meticulous about the numbers. So they will say, well, what do you need to get on your next test to get an A or hit 90 as an average? Now, these numbers may not work because it depends. This is like 10 away from 90. This is 90 high and 1. Yeah, we should be able to make it with these numbers. So we got an 89 on the first exam, a 95 on the second exam, and an 89 on the third exam. And we want to get an A. We want a 90. Your professor says, if you hit 90, you're going to get an A in my course. So what do we need to score on this 4th test? Well, you have to understand the averages. The average is adding the 4 numbers and then dividing by 4. But you also need to understand the circular relationship between a fraction and a whole number. This times this is equal to this. That's what I call a circular relationship between a fraction and a whole number. The denominator times the whole number equals the numerator. So 9 times 40, we know that is 360. So 80 plus 95 plus 89 plus X, the unknown test score, equals 360. All right. And if you add all these up, subtract it from 360, you will find your X. And I'd like somebody to post that on the timeline. You guys can post on the Facebook timeline. But yeah. So, Austin, I think I did answer your question. If I did not, you can hit me up on Skype. You're one of my guys, so. But I believe I did because Do you have any problems that are series of averages? Well, test scores, and what the next average score would be to make X an average. So I really think that's how you word it, because these are very, very common problems that are on, like, in the test books and stuff like that. So, okay, we went 2 minutes over. That wasn't too bad. That's what I need to thank you, Austin. Okay, I saw your message, buddy. Hey, Mr. Kino, ASTB is scheduled for the 18th of this month. I'll be watching. Thanks for being the reason. I'll remember everything I forgot. I hope you're prepared, bud. I really, really hope you're prepared. I hope you at least had 2 months to really go hard at this. And I would recommend a tutor, dude. Like, seriously. You do not want to take this again. The mental anguish behind that is like crazy. You know what I mean? You prepare, damn, I didn't get my score. Now I got to study again. You know, just train with somebody who knows, and, find a tutor. Doesn't have to be me, but, find one. I just would not want to do this again. I have a client that's a personal trainer. If I'm like going to try to run in a marathon, I'm like, well, I read a couple running books, or books about running and stuff. No, I'm probably going to find a trainer that can help me with the diet plan, meal plan, that has knowledge of what I'm doing with my body when I exert myself, if I don't hydrate myself, because all those personal trainers, they actually have to go to school or take a course for that. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, people be falling over left and right. So, I mean, you guys do what you want, but normally I get guys who are like, man, I've been watching your videos for like 2 years. And they said, but I took the test twice. I'm like, well, you haven't been watching my videos because you wouldn't have done that without finding a tutor. If you do it one time and like, damn, I didn't get that score I wanted, don't do it. Don't do it twice. That is a really tough predicament to be in. All right, I'm talking too much. And it's almost dinner time. So, guys, thank you. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com. I thank each and every one of you, Facebook land, YouTube land. I thank you guys for showing up. Really, I really, really do. YouTubers, hit the like button and please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Facebook people, please follow and like the video. I thank you guys. If you guys have recruiters, tell them about my channel. If you're in an ROTC unit and all branches, let them know about my channel. Most people are deficient in math more than they think. And especially when they can't use a calculator, that's when they're like, what? I can't use a calculator? Like, no, you can't use a calculator. That changes the whole ball game right there. But there are rapid ways, like a tutor can assist you to put you in take you through drills to help you speed up the way you calculate. All right, so guys, I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com. Thanks for coming out. I look forward to my CIV people. Happy birthday, United States Naval Aviation. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Quanisha. And if anybody has a birthday out there May the 8th that I did not talk about or shout out, happy birthday to you too. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Facebook, goodbye. YouTube, goodbye.